What up, y'all? My name is Sol. Go by Sol Jaicus.
Alright, so what do you do?
Do a little bit of modeling. Um, I'm a student right now at ASU, and a little bit of, creative direction here and there. But yeah,
Alright, and what is the current pastime of yours? What is your main pastime at the moment?
I would say mainly right now. Well, it's always been like digging for music. Music is a big thing for me. I feel like that's how I connect with a lot of people. Um, it's a huge connection that I make, and it's pretty easy for me. But yeah, music in general. Been trying to tap into DJing lately, but I've grown up with music being like a big influence on my life. So yeah, digging for music is pretty much my main thing right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that may or may not answer the next question, but what currently fulfills you?
Um, I would say constantly learning, learning about different cultures, different creative outlets, different, um, just hobbies in general. Yeah. So learning as much as I can. Right now I'm trying to tap into I see myself going into the creative industry in the future. So I think right now learning as much as I can from as many different people who are into different trades is important to me. That's the most fulfilling to me, for sure, for sure.
Now with you, professionally, doing something in that creative field, is there at all any different approach to how you approach your pastime and time for yourself and what you do creatively, or is it more of a gray area between the two?
Hmm. I would say um, it is definitely a gray area between the two because, I mean, aside from like my regular job and school and stuff like that, I would say creatively, ever since I started modeling, um, choosing model work uh, compared to choosing who I work with, just passion projects and personal interests. I find it very very similar how I go about it. Like I don't know, it has to be very genuine for me to really um, or relate to me personally or align with how I present myself for me to really partake in it. So um, yeah, it's more of a gray area for sure because yeah, the modeling thing has been very fun, but I've also kind of have learned what I like, and now I'm kind of doing a lot of the same projects, whether if it's business or just personal fun, you know. So
You even mentioned that you grew up around music, something you kind of lived around within your upbringing, and now it's something that you are tapping into. Is this more of a new hobby that you spend time doing? Has it grown into a new interest, or have you always had that desire
for
for within like working with music and tapping into that?
um, it's not. It hasn't really been a new desire. It's always been like something that's been a big part of my life for sure. Not in like I don't want to sound like I'm like a music artist or anything of that sort. I don't make music. I don't produce. I don't songwrite or anything. But I think listening to music and learning about different cultures through music and like history and background and stuff like just knowledge because of music has been a big part of my life. And I think, my dad was a DJ when he was younger. He grew up in Hawthorne and Long Beach in his later years, but um, yeah, he DJ'd a lot. He played like a lot of dub, a lot of Afro beats. And what's funny is being on the West Side, he was also a East Coast head when it came to hip hop. So growing up, I learned a lot about East Coast rap and a lot of Jamaican, Nigerian culture through you know that music as well. So um, yeah, it hasn't been really new. Um, I think DJing is probably the only part that's probably kind of new for me since I've got the money to tap in it, into it. That equipment is
That's the trick.
it's a it's a different price point for sure. But no, it's cool. It's definitely a privilege to tap into that. But yeah, nah, been growing up with music.
Yeah, that's dope to hear that your pops really put you on to a lot of the music.
Almost definitely.
Yeah, do you feel like growing up, do you have like a really fond memory of the process of how he put you on the music?
Oh, for sure, man. When I was I have memories of. We have videos too of him like DJing at the crib and stuff. Like after he stopped playing at clubs and stuff. But he's got a fat vinyl collection. He's passed a lot of it on to me. But yeah, there's videos of me, messing with his stuff. Him getting mad at me when he's trying to DJ and stuff like that. But yeah, um, yeah, definitely have a good memory of all that stuff. So for sure. And he's very obnoxious about it. He's like very the type of person. I don't know if this is where I get like gatekeeping from, but you can't put him onto anything because he's the one that put me on to everything that I know when it comes to my foundation of music, right? So yeah, he'll let you know when he's the reason why you're messing with some music. It's OG complex. So yeah.
It's cool. I see whenever you talk about your pops, just in the show or interview, I feel like you light up every time.
Oh
I
man.
feel like you got not only just a foundation in music, just a foundation of who you are that comes from your pops.
Oh man.
Can you
I
talk about
appreciate
that
that.
for a little bit too? Like, what are some of the things that you kind of instilled in you growing up,
Hmm.
things like that, and that you
It's
carry out to this day?
it's funny that you say that because I feel like um, my very very young years, like toddler up to like grade school, maybe is probably where you could see that a lot, because um, throughout my teen years and like becoming my own person and adult and kind of maturing, uh, we kind of didn't see eye to eye and a lot of things. Um, I feel like I represent like I still have a part of his youth years, but I think he kind of went into this super ultra masculine, um, kind of I don't know typical sports dad type feel. Just wanted me to play ball, and I like sports and stuff like that, but I was really getting into fashion in like I would say like what 8th grade. My tita, my aunt, is probably one of the biggest reasons why I got into fashion, to clothes, because she every time we went to LA to visit them, she would go. She's a stay-at-home mom. She don't work. She got all the time in the world. She spends, my uncle's in the military, so all she got to do is watch the kids and go splurge. So every time she brought me, we was on Melrose and Fairfax before it even got popping, downtown LA. So even though I was a little ass kid, I was still able to kind of like unconsciously experience all the culture out there, and street style, and artists who I probably didn't even realize walked past me in the streets of LA during that time because I was so little. But as I've grown up, started tapping into streetwear and a little bit of high fashion here and there, vintage too. I had my little vintage flipping era, but yeah, he kind of steered away from that. I don't know. He wanted, he's very I don't know. He was very, I don't know. I don't know how to say like what word to choose, but he just didn't show the same like support, I guess, for what I wanted to be into. Yeah, so it's just funny you say that because he was a b-boy, he was a DJ, he was a graffiti artist. He had a few names that he wrote, back in LA. So, I feel like I get a lot of his youth for sure. But yeah.
Looking at it like that, is there anything that you hope to carry on when you make it to a OG status yourself that you
Oh
want to hold
man.
on to and pass on?
I would say, youth, right? I feel like that's what I see myself bringing on from his past, or maintaining. So, um, whatever I'm doing right now, I hope, my kids can hang on to that or remember that, and, it sticks with them rather than something, I don't know, something that they don't want to do or something boring.
I feel
So,
like it's something that everybody in this room feels and understands, as someone who creates professionally.
um, just recently, I took a big break from modeling. So I think the last time I did like a big project or like a paid gig or anything like that, modeling wise, was really like last year, late last year, probably December last year. Um, and in this 7 months, my sort of like therapy for me has been working on my fitness and my physique and my body and stuff like that. So um, just working on myself, trying to regain confidence to you know jump right back into modeling, and possibly resubmitting or trying to get signed by another agency ideally. But yeah, that's been like my main form of uh, therapy for myself. um, like I said, music is a form of therapy in itself for sure. So every time I find like new music, whether it's old or brand new, um, it gives me more energy, or it makes me a little more happy for sure. But um, yeah, and just working, really just working, just been grinding a lot lately, kind of on the down low, trying to regain my confidence to come back into the creative industry a little stronger. But yeah, I'm glad I'm hopping back into it though, for sure.
I feel like a lot of what you do involves looking in the past, looking back, and referencing things, seeing different times. A big part of what you do is also being in the present moment. And I'm not sure how hard of a question this may be for you, but how do you hope to spend your time professionally and or in the past time in the future?
I mean, professionally, I'm still in a position where I'm really unsure on what I want to really, do when it comes to a career. I feel like I'm still dipping and dabbling in different, areas of creative work and stuff like that. So it's hard to say what I'll be doing in the future. But modeling is obviously something that I feel like is going pretty good for me. Um, I'm definitely trying to tap back into it more. But ideally, I would see myself getting into creative direction. Creative direction for sure. When it comes to, I just feel like even thinking about like what projects I want to shoot, there's a lot of ideas that I have, and different expectations I have for different projects when it comes to especially I've been looking to tap into more film production and stuff like that. So music, bringing back music again, it's a huge thing. Curating that, photography, videography, styling, all of that kind of ties together. Um, you know, how you would represent, a name when it comes to all that stuff. And yeah, I think creative direction is something that I would want to tap into. And I think that's the path that I'm kind of going towards. But I think pastime wise, I think it would still be learning. I think, that's the purpose of life in itself, is to learn as much as you can. I feel like it would be boring, if being content or not having anything to do in pastime, learning wise. So traveling a lot, I've been trying to get into now that I'm, old enough to actually start doing that. So yeah, traveling, learning different trades, little hobbies and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's dope. I think the cool thing about the day and age that we're living in too, it's not really even a question. It's just a conversation between
Mm.
me and you
Yeah.
right now. The cool thing about the day and age that we live in, it's kind of like a digital renaissance that you can really do whatever the hell that you want.
Yeah, most definitely.
Kind of label and entitled to it. Something I really see from you, Soul, is you're like you're a tastemaker.
I appreciate that, man.
You're
I
a
appreciate
tastemaker.
that.
When it comes to like the curation of not only just music, fashion, film, you can put that all into one bucket. You're like, okay, this is the soul aesthetic.
I appreciate that, man.
Have you ever sat and thought about like what is the soul aesthetic? What does the soul go on about going beyond just film and music and fashion? What does taste making mean to you?
I think it's really it's everything. I feel like when it comes to just, I think just representing something or yourself, you know what I'm saying? It just taste making makes it you, It gives originality. When it comes to taste making, that's what creates a connection with people, So I feel like, for instance, taste making when it comes to, starting up a brand or something like that, or any passion projects, it's important that everything is curated in a way where it represents you directly, and people identify that instantly. And I think that, that means a lot to me, for sure. So I carry that into every aspect of my life, for sure. When it comes to, how I dress, what I, I don't know, eating out even. I love street food, so street food, taste making when it comes to trying new foods and, what areas of food am I sticking with? What areas of food can I like? Music, when it comes to putting together sets, taste making, you can't have, you could, but throwing in a random ass song in like a straight up, 70s, 80s dub playlist, putting in like a Lil Yachty song in a dub playlist, like it don't match. But when you have a good taste of music that keeps the vibe correct and you can tell it's well curated, that's what keeps people listening, for sure. And you can use that metaphor to anything in life, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's pretty much all we got for you, man. We appreciate you just taking the time.
Yeah, much love, man. I appreciate you guys.
Any other like last words you want to give to the world, or even just talking to yourself?
Man. Honestly, I'm just very excited for everybody here, you know what I'm saying? I think everybody here in Phoenix has a lot of potential to grow, and we got a lot of special people. You guys are definitely a couple of the ones up there. So just excited to see all these other beautiful people's perspectives on life and whatnot. So yeah, for sure. That's it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
you, man.
for sure.
Right there.
Most definitely.
Stop it up, stop it up, stop it up.